Gentlemen, what if I told you that a routine as simple as drinking cold water could be quietly undermining your ability to achieve and maintain a strong erection, potentially starting tonight? I'm not talking about water itself, but the specific way and time you consume it, which could restrict blood flow to the very part of your body you rely on for peak sexual performance. This isn't about scaring you, it's about empowering you with knowledge to protect your vitality and confidence. I'm Dr. James Carter, a board-certified urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men across the United States preserve and restore their sexual health. My career has been dedicated to uncovering the hidden factors that drain a man's energy and, more importantly, how to reverse those effects. Most men are unaware that something as seemingly harmless as a chilled glass of water could be a silent erection killer, disrupting their performance in ways they never imagined. In this video, I'll reveal why this happens, why men over 60 are particularly vulnerable, and a simple science-backed change you can make to protect your erections and reclaim your confidence. Cold water can be beneficial in some contexts, but when consumed at the wrong time or in the wrong way, it triggers a reaction in your body that slams the brakes on blood flow exactly when you need it most. Stay with me, because I'm going to break down the science, explain why age makes this issue more critical, and share practical steps to fix it. By the end, you'll learn one effortless adjustment that could transform your performance in the bedroom. Before we dive in, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to ensure you never miss a tip to safeguard your health. Drop a 1 in the comments if this topic speaks to you, or a 0 if it doesn't. I want to make this advice as valuable as possible for you. Let's get started with the foundation of sexual performance: blood flow. Why erections depend on blood flow and how aging changes the game. In my 25 years as a urologist, one fundamental truth has emerged. Every erection, without exception, relies on robust blood flow. No blood flow, no erection. It's that simple. I've worked with countless men in their 60s, their 70s, and even 80s who came to me convinced that age was the sole reason for their struggles with intimacy. They'd say, "Dr. Carter, I'm just too old for this." But after digging deeper, I found the real culprit wasn't age itself. It was a disruption in the blood supply to the penis. Here's how it works. When you're aroused, your brain sends a signal through your spinal cord to the nerves in your penis. These nerves release nitric oxide, a chemical that tells blood vessels to relax and widen, allowing blood to rush into two sponge-like chambers called the corpora cavernosa. The more blood that fills these chambers and stays there, the firmer and longer lasting your erection will be. It's a beautifully orchestrated process when everything works as it should. But as men age, this system faces challenges. Over time, blood vessels lose their elasticity due to decades of wear, cholesterol buildup, high blood pressure, or even dehydration. Nitric oxide production naturally declines, making it harder for vessels to open fully. What was once a powerful surge of blood in your 30s becomes a slower, weaker trickle by your 60s. Add to that lifestyle factors like stress, poor diet, or lack of exercise, and the system becomes even more fragile. This sets the stage for why something as simple as drinking cold water can have a surprising impact. Let's explore that next. How cold water impacts your blood vessels. I'll never forget a patient in his late 60s who came to me frustrated about his declining performance. He was diligent about staying hydrated, proudly drinking ice-cold water every morning to kickstart his day. What he didn't realize was that this habit was triggering a reflex that directly interfered with his erections. Your body is designed for survival, and when it encounters sudden cold, whether from a chilly shower, a plunge into a cold pool, or gulping ice water, it responds with vasoconstriction. This is when your blood vessels, particularly in your skin and extremities, tighten to conserve heat and protect your core temperature. This reflex is a brilliant survival mechanism, but it comes with a downside. When your blood vessels constrict, blood flow to non-essential areas, like the penis, drops significantly. For a younger man with flexible, wide arteries, this temporary tightening is usually no big deal. The vessels rebound quickly and blood flow resumes. But for men over 60 whose blood vessels are narrower and less responsive due to age-related changes, this constriction can last longer and hit harder. It's like trying to water a garden through a hose that's been pinched. Less water reaches the plants, and they start to wilt. In the context of sexual performance, this reduced blood flow can mean the difference between a firm, reliable erection and one that fades prematurely. You might not notice this effect during daily activities, but when it's time for intimacy, that restricted blood flow can sabotage your performance. To make matters worse, many men unknowingly amplify this problem by drinking cold water at the worst possible times. Let's break down those mistakes next. The worst ways and times to drink cold water. In my practice, I often hear men say, "Dr. Carter, I drink plenty of water, gall, home, urology, cold water, erection, secrets, transcript." The problem isn't hydration itself, but the timing and temperature of the water. After years of analyzing patient habits, I've identified 3 common mistakes that can exacerbate erection issues. Mistake number 1, chugging ice-cold water first thing in the morning. After a night of sleep, your body is mildly dehydrated, and your blood vessels are already slightly constricted as your circulation slowly wakes up. Downing a large glass of ice-cold water at this moment is like slamming a door shut just as you're trying to walk through it. The cold triggers vasoconstriction, further restricting blood flow and delaying the healthy morning circulation your body needs to start the day right. Mistake number 2, drinking ice-cold water right before intimacy. When you're preparing for sexual activity, your blood vessels need to relax and open wide to allow a strong surge of blood to the penis. But gulping cold water just before this moment causes those vessels to tighten instead, working against the very process you're relying on. It's like pressing the gas and brake pedals at the same time. You're sabotaging your own efforts without realizing it. Mistake number 3, gulping cold water after a heavy meal. After eating, your body diverts blood to your digestive system to process the food. Adding cold water at this time triggers vasoconstriction, pulling even more blood away from the penis. This compounds the challenge of achieving a strong erection, especially for older men whose circulation is already less robust. Timing matters more than most men realize, and for those over 60, these seemingly small habits can have an outsized impact due to age-related vulnerabilities. Let's dive into why older men are particularly susceptible to these effects. Why older men are more vulnerable. I've had countless conversations with patients who walk into my office feeling frustrated and confused, saying, "Dr. Carter, I've been doing the same things for decades. Why is this a problem now?" My response is always the same. Your body isn't the same as it was 20 or 30 years ago. This isn't a judgment, it's biology. As we age, our blood vessels naturally lose flexibility. Years of minor injuries, cholesterol buildup, and conditions like atherosclerosis, plaque in the arteries, narrow these vessels, making it harder for blood to flow freely. On top of that, your body produces less nitric oxide, the chemical that signals blood vessels to relax. This weakens the signal for vessels to open during arousal. Lower testosterone levels also play a role, reducing not only sexual desire but also the nerve signaling needed for erections. Even the nerves themselves conduct signals more slowly with age. For younger men, these changes are minimal, and their bodies can compensate for brief disruptions like cold-induced vasoconstriction. But for men over 60, even a small obstacle in blood flow can tip the balance, making it harder to achieve or sustain a firm erection. Understanding this vulnerability is key to making smarter choices, which brings us to the solution. The safe way to drink water for stronger erections. When I tell patients that cold water isn't the enemy, they often look puzzled and say, "Dr. Carter, didn't you just say it can harm my erections?" I explain that it's not about avoiding water. Hydration is essential for healthy circulation, which is the lifeblood of erections. The key is drinking water in a way that supports rather than sabotages your blood flow. Here are my top recommendations. Start your day with lukewarm or room temperature water. This gently stimulates your blood vessels to open, setting a positive tone for circulation throughout the day, unlike the shock of cold water that causes them to clamp down. Sip cold water slowly if you prefer it. Taking small sips instead of large gulps gives your body time to adjust, minimizing the vasoconstriction reflex. Avoid ice-cold water 45 minutes to an hour before intimacy. This allows your blood vessels time to relax, ensuring they're ready to support the blood surge needed for a strong erection. Stay consistently hydrated. Sipping water steadily throughout the day maintains optimal blood volume and pressure, creating the ideal conditions for reliable erections. To amplify these benefits, consider adding circulation-friendly habits. Foods rich in nitrates, like beets, spinach, or arugula, can boost nitric oxide production. Light activities like a daily walk or stretching also improve vascular health. These small changes, when combined, can lead to significant improvements in performance and confidence. The emotional toll of ignoring this issue. The impact of erection issues goes far beyond the physical. In my practice, I've seen men carry not just medical concerns, but deep emotional burdens, frustration, embarrassment, and a sense of losing a vital part of themselves. Many stop initiating intimacy or avoid situations where performance might be expected. Some mask their pain with humor, but the hurt is real. One patient, a 68-year-old named John, confided, "Dr. Carter, I feel like I'm failing my wife, and it's killing me." He wasn't just talking about physical intimacy, but the emotional connection and sense of vitality that come with it. Many men assume this decline is an inevitable part of aging, but that's not entirely true. Often it's the result of small, overlooked habits, like drinking cold water at the wrong time, that slowly erode sexual health. Ignoring these habits risks more than just weaker erections. It can erode self-confidence, masculinity, and the closeness shared with a partner. The longer these issues persist, the harder it can be to rebuild that part of your life. But here's the hope: change is possible at any age. With the right adjustments, you can restore not only your performance, but also your sense of self. One simple change to protect your erections. If you take away just one thing from this video, let it be this: start your day with warmer room temperature water instead of cold. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but I've seen it make a profound difference. After a night of mild dehydration, your blood vessels are tight. That first drink sets the tone for your circulation all day. Warm water gently encourages vessels to open, supporting blood flow to your brain, heart, and penis. Cold water, on the other hand, shocks them into constriction, setting you back. I've had patients in their late 60s and 70s return after making this switch and say, "Dr. Carter, I can't believe something so small changed so much." It's not magic, it's biology. You're working with your body, not against it. This change requires no prescriptions, no fancy equipment, just a tweak to a habit you already have. While warm water alone won't solve everything, it's a powerful first step toward reclaiming your performance and confidence. Combine it with other smart choices, like a balanced diet and regular movement, and the results can be transformative. Beyond the bedroom, the bigger picture. Protecting your erections isn't just about sexual performance. It's about safeguarding your overall health and well-being. Poor circulation doesn't just affect intimacy, it impacts your heart, brain, and energy levels. By addressing small habits like how you drink water, you're investing in your vitality, confidence, and relationships. I've seen men in their 70s and beyond regain not just their performance, but their zest for life. One patient, a 72-year-old grandfather, told me, "Dr. Carter, I feel like I'm 50 again, not just in the bedroom, but in how I carry myself every day." This journey starts with awareness and small, intentional changes. By understanding how your body works and making choices that support it, you're taking control of your health and future. The ripple effects, improved confidence, stronger connections, and a renewed sense of self are worth far more than the effort required. Conclusion. Gentlemen, everything we've covered comes back to one truth. Your erections are a reflection of your circulation, and your circulation is shaped by your daily choices. We've explored how blood flow is the foundation of sexual performance, how cold water can trigger vasoconstriction that works against you, and how poorly timed hydration habits can quietly undermine your stamina, especially for men over 60 with stiffer arteries and lower nitric oxide levels. We've discussed safer ways to drink water, like starting with warm water and sipping slowly to support your performance. We've also faced the emotional cost of ignoring these issues, the frustration, loss of confidence, and strain on relationships. Most importantly, we've highlighted one simple, powerful change. Begin your day with warm water. This small adjustment sets the stage for better circulation, stronger erections, and renewed confidence. I've seen it work for men well into their 70s, and I believe it can work for you. As a urologist, I share this not just to improve what happens in the bedroom, but to help you feel vibrant and in control when you look in the mirror. I challenge you to try this tomorrow morning. See how you feel after a week or a month. You might be amazed at what one glass of water can do. If this information resonates, hit the like button to help more men find it. Share this video with a friend who needs it, and drop a comment with your thoughts or experiences. Your feedback helps me create better content and reminds other men they're not alone. If you'd like to support my mission to deliver free, high-quality health advice, consider a small donation. It goes a long way toward keeping men's health strong at every age.